We're coming up to Connolly Station, which is where the Dublin-Belfast train leaves from. And any time I've got that train over the years, I've been intrigued by a particular harbour that you pass along the way. And the harbour is in a place called Balbriggan. So one day I got off and had a look at the harbour, and it was worth a look and it was interesting. But at the harbour I met a man who really surprised me. This is the view of Balbriggan Harbour you get from the Dublin-Belfast train. Up closer, you get the usual and the unusual. The usual trawlers and unusual public art. And then your eye is caught by this boat. Definitely not a fishing boat or a pleasure boat.
The boat is 106 feet, about 100 tonnes displacement. Was a British Navy minesweeper built in the 1950s. To counteract the threat from Russia. It's my home, and I hope it will be for the rest of my life. I was actually born in Bombay. Came back here when I was 10 months old. I grew up on a barge on the Shannon. The most important thing about a boat is freedom and being close to nature. And you can't get much closer than being on water. I was an electronics engineer by profession, general engineer by nature. Married for almost 25 years, eventually gave up on the marriage and decided I wasn't going back to renting. I couldn't afford to buy a house, so I decided to go back to living on boats. Right. It's a little bit disconcerting if you're not used to it. It's leaning over quite a bit.
You don't throw stuff out, I'd say, do you?
You'd be surprised how much here is actually useful. I design things, I make things, I fix things. And that has its downside in that if I see something that needs fixing, I really need to go and fix it. I have only had it out once since I arrived here 5 years ago. Partly because I've got so much clutter on the deck as well as down below. Also the expense, and also the last time when I went out, I found I had a couple of oil leaks. Came back in, and the county council were sitting on the quay and demanded that I turn around and leave again. It's an ongoing project. Working on a boat this size probably was a rash decision buying it in the first place, because there's just so much to do. People ask me how long is it going to take to finish. I say, do you believe in reincarnation?
And have you got a job?
No, I'm living on disability.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Depression, fatigue. I work when I can. If I do more than 2, maybe sometimes 3 hours work, I start getting dizzy spells, and that is not good on a boat.
No, so you can't sail it then, can you?
I can't sail it at the moment. I'm not nearly as bad as I was 2 years ago from that respect. I'm gradually gathering my energy. I do want to rig the boat with sail, as I said earlier, so that I can do some long distance voyaging. Portugal, Mediterranean, Indian Ocean. I'd love to end my days back in India, which is where I started my life.
And do you love it?
There's times when I could do with just being able to relax and not feel, oh, I should be doing this or I should be doing that. But most of the time I wouldn't give it up for the world.
decent man, and I really appreciated him letting me have a look around. That was a visit to Balbriggan Harbour, County Dublin. See you again next time.